off by telling you that my uncle's mom is from Mexico, and we love her so much. She's amazing. She cooks the most amazing food, salsas, guacamoles, everything. She also makes the salsa and guacamoles and her spices with a molcajete. She's from Mexico, and she has a house here in Rancho Cucamonga. So on holidays and birthdays, like, they're exceptional occasions for us, for our whole family. It's time for good food, drinks, and weight gain for sure. However, no one cares about calories when we're at her house. So who doesn't love some real good homemade salsa or guacamole? I know that I love it. Even if you're not of Mexican descent, everybody can appreciate an excellent salsa, whether it be red, green, pico de gallo, any of that. Just the taste of fresh tomatoes, the little green tomatillos, they're the little green tomatoes, onion, garlic, maybe some cilantro, and salt. Gets my stomach every time. I think, in my opinion, homemade salsa or guacamole makes everything taste so much better. So the object that I'll be speaking about is called a molcajete. And I can tell you about this because I have used it and have watched other people use it for years. This is a molcajete here. So yes, you can use a blender, but it doesn't give you the feel of Mexican living and culture the way using a molcajete would, or does. So by using a molcajete for making salsa and foods, you will get the real experience of Mexican culture and understand how it really is to not use fire, stoves, and electric devices. I would like to explain to all of you tonight why the molcajete represents Mexican culture and Mexican food. A molcajete is a stone tool, the traditional Mexican version of the mortar and the pestle, or similar to the South American batan. A molcajete is actually just the bowl part here. This part here is called the tejolote. I don't usually say that because we call it just the molcajete. However, like I said, most people just say molcajete instead of using both words. So this artifact is used to crush and grind spices, make salsas and guacamoles. The molcajete was used by pre-Hispanic Mesoamerican cultures, including the Aztec and the Maya, stretching back several thousands of years. This tool does not require fire or an electrical outlet. The grinding is all done by hand. It is carved from a single block of basalt, I think that's how you pronounce it, and is basically a stone bowl with 3 legs. The molcajete represents Mexican culture. Mexican culture reflects the country's complex history and is the result of gradual blending of Spanish culture and other immigrant cultures. First inhabited more than 10,000 years ago, the cultures that developed in Mexico became the cradles of civilization. During the 300-year rule by the Spanish, Mexico became a crossroad for the people and cultures of Europe, Africa, and Asia. The government of independent Mexico actively promoted shared cultural traits in order to create a national identity. The culture of an individual Mexican is influenced by their family ties, their religion, gender, location, and social class. In many ways, contemporary life in the cities of Mexico has become similar to that in neighboring United States and Europe, with provincial people conserving traditions more so than city dwellers. Their lives consist of mostly cooking, family, and working hard. Cooking is such a big thing in Mexico that it usually kicks off everything from baptisms to birthdays to marriage celebrations. The molcajete plays such a big role in Mexican culture because the molcajete is what grinds their spices for the flavor of most of that food that they're using at these parties. And they grind the salsa that essentially is put on or put in these foods as well. The molcajete also represents the chili pepper. This is what the molcajete is most famous for. The basic ingredient in all parts of Mexico is the chili pepper. Mexican food has a reputation for being very, very spicy, but its seasoning can better be described as strong. Many dishes also have subtle flavors. Chilies are used for flavors, not just their heat, with Mexico using the widest variety of chilies. If a savory dish or snack does not contain chili pepper, hot sauce is usually put on it. And chili pepper that is grinded with this molcajete is added to fresh fruits and vegetables as well. There are several different types of chilies that the Mexicans use for salsa. I can name just a few because there's too many to name all of them. There's the Hache chili, the Pueblo chili, the Rio Grande chili, the California chili, and the Anaheim chili. And these are just some of the chilies that you can use to make salsa in this molcajete. The reason for me choosing this artifact and culture is because I have always been a part of Mexican culture. For one, my grandparents and father are of Mexican descent. However, I have mostly lived in Mexican culture because I am married to a Mexican man. My husband is from Ensenada, Mexico. He came here when he was just a small child, so I definitely got a feel for the Mexican life from his family. I appreciate the huge family life that they live. They are very family oriented and very close to each other. I've also learned many creative Mexican cooking skills like cooking pozoles or there's something called gallina pinta. It's not very good in my opinion, but homemade tortillas. There's just many, many more foods. Also, I like that they celebrate Christmas at midnight on the 25th. So we gather the 24th, and at midnight we open presents, and before that we bring out the molcajete like when we're just having conversation, drinks, eating, and we show our daughters how to use this, and they have fun making their own little salsas. And it's nice because my family does it on the morning. So in conclusion, I hope everyone understands by using a molcajete for making salsa and other foods, which you will get the real experience of Mexican culture and understand how it really is to not use stoves and electric devices. I have now told you a little bit about the molcajete and what it is, along with why the molcajete represents Mexican culture and Mexican food. So with that being said, I hope one day that you get to experience Mexican artifacts like the molcajete, whether it be you on vacation in Mexico or just at home making your own salsas.